my Yoko Kaiten. Okay, now the next fall we'll do is, again, it's a variation of the front roll, a front fall or front roll, but it's going to turn on its axis, so you turn back and come back the direction you face. So this fall we use for a much harder fall when you're being projected more forward rather than a front roll. Okay, so again, I'll demonstrate it a few times so you can actually see. Okay, so you notice that you try to keep the fall so it's round. It doesn't clash and it doesn't hit. So again, it starts as if you're doing a front roll, just as it goes over, it's turning on itself to come back the other way, just to keep the continuity. Okay, if someone's throwing you hard and throwing into the mat, sometimes it's hard to do a front roll because they're still holding on to you. So if they're still holding on to you, just allow everything to open up, and as they let go, as you hit the mat, you can continue to do the roll, but turns on itself and comes back without actually hitting the mat, too hard. Okay, so again, let me do this roll very slowly for you so you can see again the feet position. To this side, turned in so it's bent. Not straight so you don't hit the heel like so. Bent, keep the hips loose. Roll up off the one side, that hand, legs a little bent, down, swing all the way around to the direction that you faced in. Okay, okay, again, let me show it once more. Okay. And then turn around. Okay? So it's very important to keep the hips loose. Don't tighten the legs and don't tighten the trunk of the body. Let it bend. Okay? And again, the roll starts on the mat. Don't jump into it. Just unbalance yourself. So keep the one foot on the mat, and as you go forward, pick up the other leg. So you're keeping the one leg on the mat as you go over. There's always contact with the ground. Okay, we don't want to do the fall as if you're leaping into it. So both feet don't leave the mat at the same time. Okay, so you don't get in the position like you're doing this. Jumping into it. That means you're throwing yourself into the fall. Okay? So we do this so you keep the one foot down, and as you go down, you tip. Tip. Okay? Until this leg almost goes past your head. And then round. So your body just goes over naturally. Just turning, just like a ball. Okay? And then turn around. Now we'll do, again, some exercises to put that one into practice. Just going to go one, put him down, and hold him in that position. So he gets used to the feeling, oh, okay, he's a position where he's being held and then released as he ends, so he gets up and turns around. Okay? Okay, so we're going one, just turn around, and down. Then he gets up and turns around. Then all we do then is just increase the velocity of that so he gets used to doing the same fall, going forward, and turning at the same time. Down, and then turning around. And I use this particular one because I'm also going down with them to the mat, so that way I can follow them down so they've got something easy to follow as I go down into the mat. And turn around. Okay, the second method we can use is where I'm actually sitting, so the whole movement then is up to Ukemi. All I'm doing now is just putting his arms straight down in front of him, and he's allowing, the same time he feels any kind of movement from this part of his body, the foot is reacting to it, rather than bending over like that. Okay? So as the hand goes down, he just allows himself to tip over and go into the fall. Okay? So remember, as I'm bringing the arm down now, all that is being transferred to his foot, so he's just allowing himself to tip over, down, and then into front Ukemi. Okay, we'll just do that once more. As he bends, leg goes down, tips over, front Ukemi. Okay. Now, the other exercises do is to try to eliminate jumping, get the person out of the feeling of trying to throw themselves all the time before they, if you're being taken off balance, you will naturally go into your fall anyway. So there's no need to add to the movement. The technique's being done correctly, it will take your balance naturally. So the fall will make itself. And it's to get out of the habit of assuming or anticipating where you're going to be, so you're prepared to propel yourself into the throw. And this exercise we do just to tip over uke. So now I've created a little bit of height, so uke is slightly raised off the ground. Yeah? So generally speaking, when you say to someone to roll over or to fall over, what they do is do the fall at the same height rather than realize that there's gravity and the ground is down there. So rather than doing something like this and going over like that and hearing that noise, I try to create the movement where they don't throw themselves. Right? So what we do is I put the hand, again, like the front roll we did before, support, and I turn the other hand in the opposite way so it can naturally fold around Uke's body. So I can do it at my own rate. As I lean forward, the foot comes up again, just like before. And then I'm going to allow my body just to slide round, really tip itself over, like so. Okay, do that once more. Support, just tip myself over. Okay, so you want to be. So what's important as they go over, this hand is like so. So take that one out. So as he goes over, he's allowing that to naturally bend, look, so it folds around Uke's body. Okay? That way, as he goes over, he can use that as a little bit of support as he goes over. This hand he uses to support his weight. Okay? And as you go over, go over. Right? And I try to make practice it slowly, not fast, so they can do it at their own rate. Once again. Hand turned. Put the other one on top to support. Put the weight on there, lower yourself down, let the body slide round and over. Okay, one more time. Okay. Also, just to make sure to check that their hand's in the right position, this time once you go over and just stay as you are, keep that hand there. So as they go over, just to check, you can see that the arm's folded around the body. So that's how they naturally support themselves as they go over, so they don't hit the mat. They just let the fall take them over as if they're lying flat, and then as they do that, the hand comes off, they sit up and turn around.